It's no secret that when you're starting your dropshipping business, having a good supplier can be really hard at first. 99% of people start dropshipping from China, which makes complete sense from a cost standpoint, and you just get to keep more money in your pocket. However, there have been endless amounts of people who have been screwed over by suppliers, have had long shipping times, and have overall just had terrible experiences with their suppliers, which not only led to them losing money, but also losing trust, losing their Facebook pages, their ad accounts, their BMs. The list goes on, guys. This is not a fun game. In these next 5 minutes, I'm going to quickly break down a few tips that Anthony and I have really followed to maintain a strong, healthy, trustworthy relationship with our suppliers who are from both China and the USA. Your vendor or your supplier is pretty much a second partner in your business. They're almost like the second half of your company. If they walk out, you're almost screwed. So I'm going to break down a few things that you must do when number 1, choosing a supplier, and then number 2, maintain that relationship with the supplier, assuming that they are good and meet the criteria. Let's go. Roll the new intro. Let's see it in here. Alright guys, so to get it straight to the point, the first thing you're going to want to do before anything is figure out the line of communication you want to use with your supplier. The last thing you want to do is send them a message on Alibaba or AliExpress and just chat through there every single time. If you're doing hundreds and hundreds of orders per day, that is not going to work out. Everyone else can send them messages there, so you're going to get lost in the sauce and lost in the DMs. There's good news though. They all have phones. Everyone has a phone. And so all you have to do is hop into that AliExpress chat or Alibaba chat and say, hey, do you guys use WhatsApp? Do you guys use WeChat? Do you guys use Skype? Do you guys use iMessage better yet? Step 1 is find a few vendors, get all of their WhatsApps, their Skypes, whatever it may be, and start communicating through there and see how good their reply time is and their English skills, etc. What comes next is quality control / getting samples sent to you. Find a few vendors off Alibaba or AliExpress and order samples from all of them to your house. You're going to notice that as you receive 3 or 4 of these different samples from different vendors in China, it might look exactly the same on the Alibaba listing because they all use the exact same images, but the quality can be very different, and we've seen this happen very much so with our e-commerce brand. The vendor with the best communication and the best quality is the one that you obviously want to choose. Hopefully that same vendor meets both the criterias. You now launch your ads. You now launch your TikTok page and go viral. You now have a shit ton of customers asking for tracking numbers. You have 583 orders to fulfill on Shopify, and you're freaking out. Your business is booming. What do? Well, the last thing you want to do is use Oberlo. Avoid any kind of fulfillment solution that has you pressing buttons nonstop. You want to automate this as much as possible. And so there's 2 solutions for this. Number 1, with that top vendor you choose, you want to ask them if they have any kind of ERP system involved with their current business. Now, if they are a really long-term seller on Alibaba, let's just say over 8 years, for example, 10 years, they should have some kind of ERP system. This is no secret also. Some AliExpress vendors and Alibaba vendors just drop ship themselves. So they'll develop some basic skills on Shopify, which isn't too hard these days, make their own stores and just drop ship their own stuff. So most of them do have an understanding of how Shopify works, and they definitely link some kind of ERP to the store to make sure all the orders, tracking numbers, and everything gets synced super easily. So ask them if they can do the same for you. If for some reason they don't have an ERP, that kind of sucks because obviously now you have to be responsible for fulfilling your tracking numbers, I guess, instead of having it manually done every single time on autopilot. But it's not a big deal. There's a few apps that we used to use for this before we actually switched over to the ERP. Number 1 was called Exportify, and this will allow you to select all of your unfulfilled orders in the past few days, for example. Click export into a nice CSV file, send it to them via Excel in that conversation, and boom, they'll take care of it. And then you can use the app called Mass Fulfill to then take that tracking CSV file with all the updated tracking numbers in it, upload it to Mass Fulfill, and it will sync with Shopify. So it's only like 2 extra steps, and in all honesty, it only takes like 10 minutes. But hey, the big point here is that there's more room for human error, and who wants that? I'm not a fan of human error. I like things to be automated. Technology is smarter than me and you and Bill Gates in most cases. The next step, I think it's step number 4, is developing terms with your vendor. Now, this isn't going to happen on week 2. Week 2 of your business being open, you get 8 orders, kaboom, you're happy. They're not going to really trust you. You don't see, it's just like applying for a credit loan from the bank. Unless you have a consistent income, a consistent track record, they're not going to give you money. Same thing goes for vendors. They are not going to give you payment terms to follow unless you are an actual legit business with a good track record. With that being said, as you continue to scale and you're a few months into your company, you can then ask them to offer some kind of payment terms, assuming that you're switching over from the dropship style to the white label / private label style. You're going to find that after you start ordering a couple thousand units for your best-selling products up front, that's going to eat up a lot of your cash. And us e-commerce businesses, we live off cash. We need cash to pay the vendors. We need cash to run our ads. And credit only goes so far, but it is, like the best thing in the world. The solutions are endless. There is no turnkey answer here, but make sure that you do bring it up, because a lot of these vendors will do it. All you have to do is ask. The next step and last tip I probably have here is keeping your options open. Once you get comfortable with a vendor, you should trust them, and as time goes on, you start talking to them like you're almost friends. You get to know them a little bit. Maybe if you're really balling, you fly out to China or the States or wherever they are. And I have friends who've actually done that. I haven't done it yet, but we actually might go out there to China and try it once. At any time, they could screw you over and scam you, and you send them 30 grand for products, they run off, and you can't really do much besides keep calling their phone for the rest of the day. This actually happens. People get scammed in business all the time. I'm pretty sure that covers everything on a very high level overview. Now, of course, if you're selling $400, if you're selling wooden tables that are super heavy and it costs you a shit ton to ship and it's very high quality wood, then obviously this is a very different situation for you than someone who's selling a $10 stress ball that's squishy. So it's going to vary on everyone. There is no correct answer, and I'm not the logistic god, but these are a few tips that I've learned over these past few months when scaling my e-commerce business from literally $0 to almost a 7-figure mark now. We're growing really fast, and we've learned so much about this, and so I just want to make this quick video, jump on here, give some tips. Hopefully it was very insightful for you guys. And if there's anything I missed that you want to add into this video, if you're more experienced with suppliers, drop it below. I didn't talk too much about sourcing or any of those places like CJ Dropshipping or DSers or whatnot. I'm just talking about actually working with that one vendor, how to build the relationship and how to make it easier for your company. So if you found value, drop a thumbs up. Sometimes I have to remind you guys, drop that thumbs up. It really helps. It goes a long way. We're trying to really make this content high quality for you guys, and also, of course, give value. The most important part, provide value. So if you're still sticking around, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. All right, guys, video is over. If you're still sticking around, thanks so much for watching. Just one more thing I wanted to mention. If you are an entrepreneur of any sort, you're a beginner, you're an expert, you're somewhere in the middle, and you want to be in a community that has a lot of like-minded people that are doing e-commerce, starting their own, software as a service companies, and everything in between there, feel free to join my Discord server. Each and every single day, people are coming in and joining my server and just interacting. You don't even have to talk too much. A lot of people just join and like to listen in on what we're talking about. Look at all the resources that I have in there. There's a lot of channels in there talking about things like investing and e-commerce and software. And of course, all my YouTube videos are in there, and I'm always in there giving you gold nuggets. So if you want to join, that link is below. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.